What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, there was a pretty crazy turn of events. While Kakarot and Broly were on Earth, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz ended up finding something huge. They were led into a trap on Planet M2. And while they defeated most of the machine mutants, they eventually ended up getting possessed by Baby. And now with control of all these Saiyans, Baby is heading towards Earth. All he needs to do now is eradicate Kakarot and Broly. We'll be seeing that in this part. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. I have 2 more parts planned for the series after this, so if we hit that like goal, you'll be seeing that crazy conclusion. Anyways, let's pick up from here. Mayris is confused. He, Jocko, and the rest of the patrol are watching. What's going on? Is Vegeta possessed or something? As well as Raditz and Nappa? They have no idea. It's something to do with Tuffles. There was a Tuffle survivor it seems, and he was able to get revenge somehow by possessing Vegeta and Nappa and Raditz. Mayris contemplates helping. This seems like a big deal, but the universe isn't fully at stake, at least not yet, and he doesn't think risking his life is really worth that. Broly and Kakarot should be able to do this on their own, but he can at least provide some help. Kakarot and Broly are already leaving Earth. They've headed out into space and are trying to get as far away as possible, going outside of the solar system even. And Mayris tells them a good place to go. As they travel outside of the solar system, they find a planet surrounded by moons, and all of these have atmospheres. This would be a suitable place for them to meet this mutant. At least there they can breathe and no one would be in danger. Broly tells Kakarot they need to be careful as well. He knows Kakarot's mind is set on defeating them. But there's 2 issues they're facing. For one, it's not like they could just kill this enemy. He's in the body of Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. It's going to be a lot tougher than they think. Also, they have to avoid getting possessed themselves. They are the strongest of the Saiyans after all. If they get possessed, who knows what'll happen next. That's right, Kakarot didn't even consider that. They need to figure out how this was possible so they know how to avoid it. And Mayris gives some tips. He says that in the drone footage that he saw, it looks like the parasite that took over Vegeta was trying to enter through a cut or something. They can't let that thing anywhere near them, especially if they get cut somehow. Well, at least they have some sort of idea now. They start approaching the planet, getting ready for descent, but just as soon as they're about to land on it, they see a bright flash of light. The ship begins shaking violently, and is thrown off the course. Kakarot looks out the window one more time and sees the planet exploded. Luckily, they're able to land on one of the many moons nearby. But these moons will be thrown out of orbit pretty soon. But this is an emergency. They need to land. Clearly, they're under attack and Baby's nearby. And just as they expected, another ship lands on the same moon. Off of it steps Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, with Vegeta looking much different than the others, being the main person controlled by Baby. Baby laughs. He's surprised that they made it away from that blast. He was hoping to kill them in the process, but they've just prolonged their deaths by surviving it. Kakarot asks who he is. He wants an explanation, and Baby says if they're gonna die, well, they might as well get an explanation for it. He tells them all about who he is, why he's here, and what's going on. This is the revenge of the Tuffles right here. This is how they're gonna get revenge on the Saiyans. They already got 3 of them, and there's only 2 left. Well, 7 if you count Paragus and Tarble. But that's besides the point. The Saiyans destroyed his people, and now he's gonna return the favor. And it's kinda ironic in a way. He's using the prince's body. The son of the Saiyans' rulers is gonna be the one that's gonna kill them. It's almost poetic in a way. Too bad he's gonna have to destroy this body afterwards too. Kakarot even tries to reason. These Saiyans aren't the ones responsible for it. Kakarot didn't even know about the Tuffles until recently. Same for Broly. And even though the Saiyans may have been genocidal warriors in the past, they're not anymore. These ones are freedom fighters if anything. Just look at the symbol on their armor. They work for the Galactic Patrol. They're helping people. But Baby says he doesn't care. And clearly, he's not gonna be someone that can be reasoned with. He just tells Kakarot to shut up. It's time for him to die. Baby Vegeta launches over towards Kakarot, and right away he tries to launch a portion of himself out, hoping to possess Broly and Kakarot, but they're smart enough to avoid it. And Baby chuckles. He should have expected that they would have known by now, but who cares if he has to do this the hard way. Raditz and Nappa gang up on Broly, while Baby Vegeta faces Kakarot alone. He powers up and begins morphing. But the great thing is right now, Baby has a ton of energy with the 2 Saiyans next to him. With Vegeta under his control and Raditz and Nappa by his side, he's actually able to transform. And not just into Super Baby 1, he goes right into Super Baby 2. This power amazes Kakarot, but luckily, he still might have the upper hand. Broly's still not fighting at full power yet, and the same goes for Kakarot. He jumps into Super Saiyan God. This should end the fight quickly. Baby's surprised at first, not knowing what this is, but as a part of Vegeta, he's able to see what Vegeta does know. And also since Vegeta does have some training with Beerus and Whis, he does have limited access to God Ki, and knows how to sense it. He could sense Kakarot's amazing power. It's a shame that he sees no way to actually possess Kakarot for himself, but he's still confident in his own abilities. Meanwhile, Broly continues fighting Raditz and Nappa. This is actually very easy for him. He just wants to finish this fight as quick as possible so he could help Kakarot. And at first, he was worried about losing control, but with all the great training he's done, especially on Earth, he feels confident now. His power, he might actually have a grasp on it. He could use it without going berserk. And he tries to do so, not just wrathful, but he goes into Super Saiyan. Of course, he has controlled this power before, but even with that control, he was scared of outbursts. But now he's fully lucid, and once he's transformed, the possessed Raditz and Nappa are no issue for him at all. Just as quickly as Broly transformed, he's able to defeat both of them, knocking the two unconscious. In one last attempt to fight Broly, Baby jumps out of their bodies, trying to possess him. But with one blast in each hand, Broly eradicates these extensions of Baby. It's a shame that Raditz and Nappa can't help though. They're too badly beaten and they're clearly going to be unconscious for a bit of time. But Broly will make sure they at least stay safe while they're resting. Baby's having a really tough time right now. Super Saiyan God might actually be too much for him to counter. Was he in over his head? Is he actually going to lose this quickly? Even though these thoughts run through Baby's mind, he doesn't care. He continues fighting, trying to get ahead and find a way to win somehow. But his chances of winning keep lowering and lowering. Kakarot is so strong, and eventually Broly even joins the fight too. There's no way he's going to win this. He went through all this to steal Vegeta's body, to steal the other bodies too. He even achieved this powerful form, and all of that's for nothing. He's going to lose. He tries to summon more and more power, but nothing's working. Broly and Kakarot are about to win. They have Baby on the ropes. Baby's getting desperate. He throws a punch, and something's weird about this one. It hits Kakarot, and as Kakarot guards it, he's flung back. Like, way back. He's thrown right out of the moon's atmosphere. Briefly, he's in space, but is then sucked into the orbit of another moon. He lands, a little bit terrified. Not only did he just almost die out in space, but something about that last attack was wrong. It was so powerful, and for a brief second he saw something. A red aura surrounded Baby's fist. And the power he felt from it was the power of a god. Broly rockets over to this other moon, arriving there in a split second, making sure Kakarot's alright. Yeah, he wasn't out in space for too long, but he's mainly confused at what he just saw, and even Baby's just as lost. He looks down at his fist, and then smirks. He sees what's happening. It seems he does have one last reserve of power that he wasn't paying attention to. From this other moon, Kakarot and Broly watch, waiting for Vegeta to follow them. Thankfully, Broly put Raditz and Nappa back on their ship, putting it on autopilot towards the Galactic Patrol. At least they don't have to worry about those two anymore. But what's Baby doing? Why is he waiting to attack? And then they see what's going on. The moon they were just on suddenly glows red. A pillar of fire explodes out from the top of it, or something that looks like fire. Wait, it's an aura. That's Baby's aura. Kakarot's eyes widen. There's no way. That power that he senses, they're doomed. Baby must have acted as a catalyst for Vegeta. Vegeta was already on the verge of accessing Super Saiyan God, but with Baby now, he's usurped that power. Baby's transformed once more. Kakarot and Broly feel a powerful gust of wind. Something flew past them. The ground next to them is all burnt up. They turn around and see Baby's standing there, looking similar to how he did before, but also slightly different. Besides the obvious change in his aura, his hair's become slightly tinted. This power that he's accessed, it's divine, and he's absolutely loving it. What should he call this? Perhaps Super Baby God? Broly and Kakarot try fighting, and with the two of them together at their max power, they're able to do something at least. It's not like they can't hurt him at all. They can at least hold him back, but they're trying their hardest, and it seems Baby's still getting used to this power. Maybe he has even more that he doesn't even know about. The battle seems dead even at first, but as Baby gets a better grasp on this power, it starts shifting slightly in his favor. And he's growing. The more he fights, the more he gets access to his power. Kakarot didn't realize that Vegeta was this far along with his training, and with the advantage of being buffed by Baby, his power is just unfathomable right now. As they fight, the moon they're on shakes, and they're thrown from moon to moon to moon, jumping across them, trying to get some distance from Baby while they make a plan. Pieces of the exploding planet bombard moons nearby. It's like they're in hell. Everything's on fire, either from the planet or from Baby's aura. Broly has one thing that might work though, but he's not entirely sure. While he does have full control of Super Saiyan, there's still that full power form that he used before. He hasn't really tried this control with that yet, but Kakarot says they need to try anything right now. He knows it's risky, but he has confidence in Broly. Broly knows that if he goes berserk though, it's over. If that happens, he'll get sloppy, and Baby might be able to take control of him. But thanks to Kakarot's confidence, it's become contagious. Broly's confident too. The red light is overpowered by a green glow. Broly begins powering up. He bulks up a little bit more, his armor completely breaks, and his hair gains a greenish hue. And surprisingly, he's still completely lucid like before. He's using his full power. Kakarot's in pretty bad shape right now. Thankfully, Super Saiyan God does have some healing properties, but he's taken a bad beating from Baby. But now with Broly powered up, they're at least matching him, holding him back a bit. And Broly also grows while he's fighting too. He takes the fight for himself now, while Kakarot tries to catch his breath on the side. He can't let Broly fight alone. He feels so weak right now. There has to be something he could do. But everything seems so hopeless. Even with Broly powering up, Kakarot doesn't know what's going on. Can they actually win this? But Kakarot begins feeling something weird. He's getting reinvigorated somehow. It's a feeling within his chest, within his back. He feels energy collecting. Could this be from his emotions? Whatever this is, he wants to control it. He closes his eyes, tries calming down. As he sees green and red lights clash nearby, Kakarot drowns out all the noise, all of the sensory overload around him. He becomes completely calm. Clashing with the green and red light, one more flame joins in. Kakarot opens his eyes. Power explodes out of him. There's now a blue light. Kakarot's hair sticks up. It looks like he's in Super Saiyan, and it changes from red to blue. His aura changes as well, also becoming blue. He feels so much power, and then he realizes what happened. It hits him. This is the power of a Super Saiyan God, combined with that of a Super Saiyan. He doesn't know what this blue-haired form is, but he knows one thing. This is how he's going to finish the battle. Broly and Baby look over confused. Broly is left amazed, while Baby gets angry. That Saiyan has awakened his power too? Kakarot launches in with excessive speeds, landing a direct punch right on Baby's face. He tells Broly he doesn't know what this power is, or how long it's going to last, if it will last, and that's why he wants to work quick. He thanks Broly for helping. He bought enough time for Goku to get his thoughts together, to access whatever this new power is. He just needs his help for a little bit more time. Together, they'll win this. They'll save Vegeta and kill Baby. The two shout, their auras merge, and they launch towards Baby with a flurry of punches. Baby tries countering everything, but nothing's working. Whenever he tries to charge an attack, nothing works. He's completely overwhelmed. He then goes on the defensive, trying to get as far away from them as possible, jumping from moon to moon once more like they were just doing. And as he jumps from each moon, he begins charging an attack, a revenge death ball. The power in this should be enough to kill them. This will finish it. And eventually he charges it enough, launching it right at Kakarot. But Kakarot's completely calm. He watches as the energy ball gets closer to him. Under his breath, he begins muttering something. This is the first time he's going to test this out in battle. In front of him, he cups his hands together, then drawing them back. The blue energy from his aura swirls around him with another energy. It's a move he picked up on Earth, and this will completely counter the attack. He shouts, Kamehameha, launching it right at the revenge death ball, completely eradicating it. It almost hits Baby as well, who jumps out of the way just in the nick of time. But as he jumps out of the way, he's met by another attack, a Kikoho from Broly. He's left on the ground, battered and beaten. And in one last attempt at victory, he jumps out of Vegeta's body, trying to grab hold of Kakarot. But Kakarot vanishes, moving too fast for Baby to even react. And within the blink of an eye, Baby feels as he's hit by one last powerful attack, launched directly into the core of the exploding plane. Kakarot powers down, going back into base. Broly collapses on the ground too. The two are injured, breathing heavily, and near them is a pretty injured Vegeta as well. They try and sense Baby, and Kakarot simply says it's over. They won. They actually did it. They sit calmly on the moon, watching as meteors from the planet bombard nearby. Kakarot picks up Vegeta, and the three of them make their way towards their ship. For a brief moment, Vegeta even wakes up, coughing, trying to say something. He only says one word, impressive, and he falls back unconscious as the three of them leave. While this may be the end of this arc, the story's still not over, not by a long shot. With how powerful all the Saiyans are, who could even stand in their way next? Perhaps an enemy from their past, maybe an allegiance of enemies from their past. In a completely separate realm, a realm where the dead reside, a storm is brewing, and no one knows about it. A fight breaks loose in hell. It's a massive brawl, and one person is at the center of it. It's Cooler. He hates all these people living in hell with him, but it doesn't matter. He's the strongest here, and he fends off all of them, asserting dominance without even going into his final form. He hears someone land nearby, expecting another fighter, but the energy feels familiar. He turns around. It's a familiar face. He chuckles at the sight of his brother. It's Frieza. What? Is Frieza gonna try and fight him too? Well, not actually. Frieza has a proposition for his brother. It might be in their best interest to make an allegiance. Cooler doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Why would he team up with Frieza? And what would they team up for? What, all those people attacking him? Cooler clearly handled them all pretty easily. And Frieza says it's not about that. It's a common problem that they both share. Those Saiyans. Of course, the two brothers did have their spat. And they still do hate each other. King Cold steps up too. He tells Cooler that it might be in his best interest to listen. It would be great if his two sons stopped fighting each other and fought someone else for a change. It's those Saiyans, the ones responsible for killing all of them. That bastard child that Frieza raised. That prince, Vegeta. And those other two pesky traitors, Nappa and Raditz. They need to die. They need to be brought here to hell with them. But Cooler says that's impossible. They're dead, completely separated from the Saiyans. Whatever stupid plan Frieza has in mind won't work. But Frieza tells his brother once more. If he weren't confident in this plan, he wouldn't be telling his brother, much less trying to team up with him after all that happened. And Cooler goes silent for a bit. He's right. He doesn't think this is some sort of trick either. Frieza and Cold seem dead serious. They are literally dead serious. Reluctantly, he listens to what his brother has to say. And this is where we'll leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think Frieza's trying to plan? And will Cooler join him? Leave all your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part to the series and conclude it. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future parts of this What If or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.